Alright, so another Warhammer 40k, the 1500 point tournament we're doing. We've got my Speed Freakz with my War Boss Warlord and the Tau of Viola, the Commander Warlord. We're playing Vanguard Strike, Emperor's Will, and we'll go over the armies, and it is night fighting. Alright, so the fifth game of our tournament. We're going to go over the Tau list first. Starting here.
Okay, yeah, round two. This is the last group in my armies, except Viola. I have my Aegis defense line with the quad gun. I have broadsides. They don't have these big rail guns, but they have the missile pods and the smart missile pods for their armament. This right here is a missile drone. I have 4 Pathfinders right here for marker lights, a group of 12 Fire Warriors with the Cadre Fireblade. This group also has a shield drone right there. In the building itself, I have a group of 11 Kroots, and I have this new model Krootax. I like the way he's... Well, I just like he looks kind of gorilla. Like
gorilla bird.
Type bird, yeah.
A little beak in front of him, yeah.
Dude.
It's pretty
so anyway,
cool.
he has a stronger strength gun. Down below, I have another group of 12 Fire Warriors by my capture point right there.
Yeah.
And
then you got your 4.
Oh yeah, another group of 4 Pathfinders right there on that second level. Right here I have a group of 4 shield drones. There's 3 of these battle suits, and they each have missile pod and plasma rifles for their guns. And then this is my Warlord. He has a flamer and a plasma rifle. He also has iridium armor, and he has, obviously they all have the hit and run ability, and he has another ability during assault. It's like a repulsor charge, but it just does like a D6 amount of hits. Over here I infiltrated these guys, the stealth group. 2 guys have burst cannons, 1 guy has a fusion gun, and I just placed them within distance away from these trucks and line of sight of those guys, or past 18 inches.
Alright, so I'm going to go over my list now for the orcs. I have 3 identical trucks with 12 boys in each with a knob power claw and boss pole. This battle wagon has 2 big shooters, like on the battle wagon itself. Has 19 boys with knob power claw and a big mech custom force field and a boss pole. Over here have my Warlord, this war boss, who has a power claw and a bike, squig, combat scorcha, 5+ invulnerable save. Yeah. So and I have 8 bikes. 2 of them have power claws. All the rest have, or except for one, one's a pain boy. They all have invulnerable saves, and all the rest of that aren't the power claws or the pain boy have big choppas. Have a looted wagon, boom gun, and a big shooter and hard case. Yeah. And that is my list. And also we forgot one thing in the Tau army. We have some Vespid.
Yeah, I'm using swooping hawks. I have 4 Vespids and the Vespid Strain Leader, and they are in the reserves.
Deep strike. Okay. So now I'm going first. It is night fighting, and here's my Emperor's Will objective, and I'm gonna go first. Be back for my turn. Okay, so recap my whole thing since it was really not much. Moved turbo boosted up here. Moved all those and turbo boosted them up, so they're all up in faces. And this guy just lobbed a big shooter at them, missed everything, put a big blast, hit directly with its big boom gun, but had 7 wounds, rolled 7 hits, had 2 wounds, 2 ones, but he made so many of his shield drone saves, only 2 died. And I don't think that's enough to make him fall back or roll leadership, but it's now going into Tau turn 1.
Okay, beginning of my first turn, I made my leadership on the commander and his group movement. I shifted some of these. Well, no, actually, these guys just stood still. These fire warriors stood still. These guys, everyone stood still except the command group moved up about 1 to 2 inches to get in rapid fire of those bikes over there. And then over here, I moved and ran and already did my salt face for these guys over here, but I'm still going to shoot this group. For my Pathfinders, I had two hits, 2 marker lights on this truck and 2 marker lights on this truck. So I'm going to try to blast open some tanks and see what happens. Come back. Okay, end of Tau first round, first phase. In shooting, I did use my marker lights to good. Was able to take advantage of that. Blew up this truck, killed a couple orcs in an explosion, and then since this group had split fire, these fire warriors took out the rest of the orc boys in there. So that group is done. It's first blood. These guys right here, the broadsides, they went ahead and shot and took all the hull points away from this. It was a wreck. The orc boys spilled out. I think all of them are intact. No, actually there's a couple that died. I think one died from the Kroot. And over here, I was able to take out 3 of these bikes with the combination of fire warriors here, and then these plasma rifles really did well, and missile pods. And so he did try to make his leadership. He made it, so he's still there. But that's the end of Tau Phase 1, Turn 1, and it's orc attacking, assaulting time. So we'll see what happens in the next turn.
Alright, so I moved most of my guys up. I just finished and turbo boosted this one truck. Moved these guys up. Battle wagon moved up. Dropped the guys out. The boys moved over their destroyed truck, but I just took it off just to make it easier. Looter wagon is fine with its don't press that rule. And it's now going to shooting, and this is going to be the shootable. There's going to be a lot of shooting. It's now going into shooting. Alright, so the end of my shooting, these guys shot there, rolled horrible, did nothing. Boom gun did really good. Shot into these fire warriors, did with the big shooter as well. Killed 7 guys, 10 wounds, and they made the leadership just by the skin of their teeth. These guys shot here. They went to ground, and so they had a 2+ cover save. All I was able to kill was the drone and take off 2 wounds off the fire blade. Those slugger boys shot at the broadsides, did nothing. And now going into assault phase, this is where it gets fun. Alright, so end of my turn. Assaulted here. One knob biker was killed by Overwatch. Also lost a wound in combat, but killed the whole unit. Over here, assaulted those fire warriors, got challenged with the knob, insta-killed, or just killed the fire blade, killed a lot and ran down the rest of the fire warriors. Knob killed all of the broadsides.
3 orcs died.
3 orcs died, yes. And yeah, that was it. So pretty awesome. Alright, so now going into Tau, turn 2? Oh my gosh, wow. I accept.
Okay, end of Tau turn 2, and in deep striking, my vestments went right there. Movement phase, these fire warriors jumped up a level. Over here, these the stealth unit moved over to the edge of the table. They took a shot over at this looted wagon. hit a couple times, but he made his cover saves. Then they assault moved over there. But in actual shooting, I took marker lights. I had 3 marker lights against this group of orcs. I took away their cover and boosted the ballistic skill of these fire warriors here. And then over here I had 3 marker lights on this group of jet bikes, and I boosted the ballistic skill of these Vespids, and I took away the cover here, but I was only able to hurt 1. But in shooting from the Kroot, I was able to take away another 2. I think 2 guys eventually died out of this group. And over here, 7 orcs died from the fire warriors. And that's the end of turn 2. And this very short game, turn 3, is coming right up.
Alright, so end of my movement. Moved 4s like this, 4s like this, moved this, popped out. They're there. They're like this. Looted wagon did not roll a 1. And so I'm out to shoot. These guys are probably going to use their scorches to flame these guys. I'm going to put a big blast on these guys and shoot anywhere else that needs to be shot. So now going into that, I'll be back to you with shooting and assault, I guess. The battery's running low, so I just going to go through shooting and assault. Shooting, shot here at the Pathfinder. These boys killed 2, assaulted them, took them out, consolidated 6 inches. Here, shot at those guys at the Vespids, killed 1, assaulted, killed them all, and consolidated 1 inch. Here I flamed with my 3 strength 5v4, basically heavy flamers, combat scorches, into there, and as you can see, they all died. All my spare big shooters and my big gun and my big boom gun shot here and killed 3 guys, I think, in all. Yeah, with everything, because they have pretty good cover save, 4+. And so now going into Tau, which is basically just the Kroot. 3, turn 3, 4.
In the turn 3, my stealth suits were able to sneak behind the tank that was there, shot at it at the back, and it made it explode. The assault moved forward right there. We're here, the last things that were alive, the Kroot, the Krootoks. They shot at those 6 orc boys there and killed them all. And that's the end of my turn, turn 3, and we'll go into turn 4 for the orcs.
Alright, so end of my turn 4, everything. I don't know if I went through movement or whatever, but I just moved these guys up here. Move those guys over there. Move this guy over here. This guy, I forgot that he got immobilized going here.
Guy died
there. Overwatch, I assaulted in Overwatch. 1 guy died in assault. Krootoks put a wound on me, so that was pretty funny, but I was able to end. But then I killed a lot of them, but he made his leadership just barely. And actually I didn't kill a lot of them, but he still made his leadership. So that's the end of my turn 4. So now going into Tau turn 4. I don't know, they really can't do much. They got those guys, those stealth suits to try to kill those boys, and it's just assault. So this is the end of the game.
Okay,
End of Tau turn 4.
I was going to talk about what I did before the game ended. I moved up here with these stealth group, shot and killed 4 or 5 orcs, then assault moved back.
They made their leadership.
He made his leadership. He's still alive. Over here,
the Kroot died.
All the Kroot died. So at this point, the game's over. The game's been over for 2 rounds, but we just continue to play it.
Yeah. So.
The game is over. The Kroot.
Man, so I thought that the Tau was gonna do really good against this army because you were just gonna do your marker lights, take out my tanks, which you did. It's just that I went first, and you were so close that with my turbo boost I was right there. So even if you took me out, I was still right there. What you needed to do was, if you did go first, then you would have taken out my trucks or whatever, and they would have walked forward.
Like against your orc horde army, I would have just had a field day, just orcs stomping across the field, shooting. I'd be shooting at them. But here, again, you go first, and again you had your cover save. It doesn't hurt so much because the Tau could take cover away, but still, I had to use marker lights. And if you didn't have that, whatever it was, that night fighting, I could
that didn't really help that much.
Yeah, but I could boost all my shooting abilities instead of taking away cover.
Yeah, but it didn't really help.
Yeah. It's all Volander armies are defeated.
So
Thoroughly. Greendawnify armies, orcs, and Tyranids.
So we'll be back with the trait in your bracket.
We'll be back with...
Alright, so to update it, the orcs have beat out the Tau. Get out of here. And now in the, I don't know what kind of finals is that? The half finals, the semifinals?
Well,
this is the finals. He's in the finals.
They won the semifinals.
Yeah.
Too. Now
So the next thing will be High Fleet Gorgon, which I will play, versus the Orc Horde, which Volander will play. And so yeah, and then whoever wins there will fight my Speed Freakz. And you know, this is the last time we did a tournament, the Speed Freakz won the whole thing. So they're coming for a second round to win the whole thing. They have their championship belt.
So what will happen if it's orc against orc? Do you have enough orcs?
Oh yeah, I don't know.